What's up guys, YST here and welcome back to another Raid Shadow Legends video. And today, I really want to showcase a team that I was building yesterday on stream, and myself and Saphira from HH Gaming was theory crafting pairing Doomscreech, the rare champion, with a Mishinaki, the new Shadowkin, and we like to call it the Mishinaki. I think it's a pretty cool name. And I really thought it would hit higher capabilities than what it actually ended up doing. So today I will showcase how to build this comp, but I wouldn't say I highly recommend it as it is gear intensive, and it was more of a fun thing on my behalf because I like to switch things up sometimes. And I will be remaking a new Clan Boss team for myself. That's not this one, but before I do that, and because of the time I invested in this, I thought it was worth showcasing just for a bit of fun for you guys that enjoy cool, funky teams on the Clan Boss. So the reason for Doomscreech here, the rare champion, is he actually has increased defense and Termite manipulation in the same skill set. So if I just go into the Undead Hordes, and he's down here. Where are you? There we go. The dude that makes the Mishinaki composition work. So because Mishinaki is a defensive base, I'd say nuker because of the amount of damage he pops out on the Clan Boss, he actually has an increased defense and a Termite to fill in the same skill set. And what we found is there's actually not a lot of champions in this game that can do this to amplify the damage of our defensive ones. Now, there is another one. So if we just go into the Knights... Is it Knights Revenant? No, it's Demon Spawn. So there is somebody called Tarshan, right? And the only issue with him is that he has an increased defense and Termite to fill by 20%, not 30%. But it's on a 4-turn cooldown, which made this really tedious to want to use. So I'd love to see this on a 3-turn cooldown one day, as he actually has Weaken in his same skill set. Whereas the other champion, if we just go back into him, the Doomscreech doesn't have a Weaken, just a 2-time hitter for Warmaster procs. And I just found it so annoying because I actually am not running Weaken in this composition. But I felt like the damage could outscale with all the counterattacks that we do boost with Mishinaki. So let's get into this run. I'll showcase how it is. It's pretty much full auto. I wanted to do it this way because as I'm not highly recommending this comp, I don't think I should do a proper full out guide where I do all the champions first, then the team. I'd rather show the team first so you guys can have fun watching it, and then I'll break down the gear sets for anybody that is interested. So there is that 1-turn delay on Doomscreech there, because if you don't do that, then the Termite stuff falls out of sync and people are taking the wrong turns. But apart from that, it's full auto. It is affinity friendly, with the exception of Heiress against Spirit Affinity. So the only thing you'd have to do there is have a substitute DPS, such as a Razin Scarhide or a Geomancer, to put in the position of Mishinaki against that Spirit, so she's not the target for the stun. Anybody else here can get stunned. It's not an issue. But because Heiress is our cleanser, we can't afford to do that. But as you see here, we're keeping Hex up 100% of the time. But I'll say 90% of the time. It does occasionally fall off. And the theory behind it was Doomscreech increase defense, boost the damage of our Mishinaki, and allow him to counterattack with the Hex up every time there's that 50-50 shot when our allies hit the Clan Boss. And I really thought it would deal a crazy amount of damage, but without that Weaken, it just didn't turn out to be the team that I thought it would be, which is okay. I'm happy that I still built it because it would have been in my head annoying me as somebody that loves the Clan Boss. But yeah, it does pretty good damage. We obviously reach over a 1K with a team like this. But on the Force Affinity on stream, we hit around 50 million without Heiress's masteries. So let's just say 60 million will be a good number to round up on. And we did pretty well. I'm not going to bore you guys with the entire run. We'll go through here. So turn count 11, we are now on 15 million. So just surpassing that 1 million per turn. But for the speeds that I'm going at, expected a lot more. And I know I could bring in other champions such as Phylesia. And there's so many options, which I will make a separate video on. I believe I'm going to go for a Brachus / Mishinaki team. So we've got drop defense and weaken. But I'm not going to use a double Termite booster like you're seeing today alongside that Seeker. So, yeah. It's tough, man. The speeds are really fast because we don't have a speed aura like you see with the Myth Fu compositions with that 24%. But I do have a Deacon Armstrong, but I didn't want to use him as Michinaki actually has drop defense in his kit. But I guess I could still use him and just disable it, but then I'm losing the weaken again. So for a no weaken composition, I actually think we did pretty well with this team. So at 26 turns, we are now at 38 million, so not doing too bad whatsoever. Coming through here, it's actually around a 20 minutes run, and I'm sorry guys, I turned to the dark side. I went for our Unkillable team, and the reason being is, I was mentioning on stream, that whenever a new champion comes out, for me as a creator anyway, I found it hard to showcase damage of champions, of new ones, with my traditional clan boss team, the Lydia Underpriest Brogni. So if I have an Unkillable team, it opens up that opportunity to showcase damage for you guys in future videos. And I think from a creator standpoint, I think that's a really nice thing to have. Another option here would have actually been a Helicaf team, because he actually does do the increased defense and he applies the weaken. But I really wanted to use Demytha. I really did. And I don't know, I'll see where I'll take it. But I think we should be fine, as Brachus the Shifter is a force DPS, meaning that I can deter the stun target onto Brachus on Spirit Affinity, keeping my Eris safe. And it will also be full auto because we don't have to manual that one turn with that Doomscreech. But if you do want to see the whole way that I built this team, I did do a stream, which you can find in the live section of my channel, if you find that stuff interesting. So we're just closing up here on turn count 49, so we're at 75 million without a weaken. And I think that's pretty fun, right? Pretty cool, I guess. But definitely not the damage that I thought I'd be getting with a team like this. I think you'd be surprised with the damage that Michinaki does. So if I just move myself out of the way, he whopped out at 40 million damage by himself without any weaken in a team like this. And when you see the speeds that we've got him at, because we've got a double turn meter booster, we're actually enabling him to take extra turns whilst being super slow, so we can up his damage stats and try and reach his full capabilities here. But as you see, he's fully carrying the team, and Doomscreech in that Phantom Touch Blessing whopped out at nearly 10 million, which is pretty substantial. So yeah, let me go into the actual presets first for anybody that is interested in a comp like this. Oh, I can't even show you the presets. Do you know what? I'm going to waste gems just for you guys. Move out of the way. So as you see here, I set up the same team with a Rasen Scarhide, and that is just to purely counter that one. I'm actually interested to see how this one could work on Magic. I think we'll be dealing some nice damage because Eris will be doing more. Maybe around 80 million, but I'm not going to sit here for another 20 minutes. But another DPS in a Rasen Scarhide in replacement of Michinaki for that Spirit Affinity. But presets. Pretty much we just want to have a first priority on the Hex, because that is enabling the Hex of the passive, where he gets a 50-50 shot to team up and join the allies' attack. So that was kind of the theory of this team. Keep this up as much as possible. Come through the A1, which has nice damage multipliers, and proc those burn debuffs. Seeker, we're just doing an opener and a first priority on Tailwind. Now this bit here was a bit iffy because I don't want to use the A3 on Doomscreech, but I also don't want him to do this first, on that first turn that you've seen. So the way to counter this is open up with the Scrabbling Claws, manual A1 is next here, and then click auto. We call it Demytha here. Is that what I said before? Or did I say Doomscreech? I guess any of them work. Demytha will be a opener on the Fires of Old, leading into a first priority on the Channel the Bloodline, with a second priority on the Light of the Deep. And that will enable the block damage to go up exactly where we need it. And Eris with an opener on Bullseye and a first priority on the Exhaustion. So that is the presets for the Clan Boss team. If you guys might want to build it, I'm not too sure. But when we talk about the speeds, it'll probably put you off a little bit, if I'm honest. So I wanted to just make this a fun video and a showcase. So if we go into what I recently used first. So my Michinaki is in a Savage build. We're trying to optimize as much damage as possible. And he's going at 176 speed. 5.4k defense, 100% crit rate, and 257% crit damage, with enough accuracy to place those debuffs. And the masteries, we've gone down to the offense tree, of course, to get the War Master, but also the support tree to try and extend the value of those hex debuffs and drop defense, and the extra chance to place that burn on his A1 skill. So that was Mishinaki. In terms of Demytha, this is extremely fast. I feel so sorry for Arbiter. I had to strip all of her gear off yesterday on stream. But she's going at 316 speed. Yeah. You could go 315, I think, is the baseline, but I'll show you the speed tuning on the calculator just in a second. Crit rate and crit damage as much as we can get, and that's pretty much all I need on Demytha. Our masteries, I am including Laura Steel with this build because I struggled to get to the speeds. War Master, of course, and we didn't finish off the tree. Seeker, he's actually not too fast. He's at 199 speed. And he's at no accuracy, don't really need that, but 97% crit rate, 190% crit damage, and we built him in a toxic set. So I really wish I could have got attack percent here, could have boosted some damage, but I couldn't make it work with the toxic as we don't have poisons from our other champions. Yeah, did I mention the crit rate and stuff? I think we did, right? There we go. Masteries, we have gone for the offense tree down to War Master, the same as the other champions, but the defensive tree down to Retribution and Deterrence, trying to proc some counterattacks for more hits on the Clan Boss. Next up will be Doomscreech, and the Blessing of the Phantom Touch actually gives him bonus attack and a 100% chance of inflicting bonus damage. So, yeah, it's a pretty cool one to have on, I think, in my personal opinion. And we've gone for as much speed as possible and crit rate and crit damage at 275 speed. So as I said, guys, very gear intensive for a comp like this. And that's why I want to switch it up, as the damage is not replicating in the amount of gear intensive that I put on my champions. Mastery, same as the other one, offense and defense tree. Final champion on the list will be Heiress at 276 speed. Decent crit rate and crit damage. And pretty much at these speeds, it's hard to optimize damage, right? And the masteries, we've gone down to the offense tree and the support tree. To be honest, I want to get to lasting gifts, potentially. Because she does do the, what was it? Oh, no, it wasn't her anyways. Don't need it on her. I think it was... Yeah, it was the increased attack. So on this one, it could be useful to have the increased attack with that mastery, but I've gone defensive on him. And... yeah, overall stats, 276 speed, so 1 speed faster than Doomscreech. And let me just get the calculator for you guys. So if I just pull up the calculator here, this is basically how it's working, so for anybody that stayed to the end. So Heiress will be going first in every rotation to enable her to strip with the A2. So it removes 1 random debuff from all allies, and that's what's making this work here. Being able to stay affinity friendly works out really cool. And then Demytha will actually be last in the rotation, placing that block damage and making sure we don't take a hit. And you see, because there's so much Termite manipulation, our Mishinaki is at 176, but the amount of Termite and increased speed allows him to take multiple turns in these pockets to get as much damage out as possible. So he's taking 2 turns for every 1 turn of the Clan Boss, although he's being so slow at 176 without a speed aura. So I thought that was pretty cool. We don't always get them in terms of crazy damage, but it was fun, right? Let me just show you the Nightmare damage as well. So in terms of Nightmare, we get 91.2 million damage dealt using the same rotation. It works for all affinities and all difficulties on the Clan Boss. And he got 49 million damage on this one. So yeah, that is going to be all for the video, guys. If you did enjoy it, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Really will help out the channel. We're trying to reach 17,000 by the end of the year. And what else? I will be making a new Clan Boss team, like I said earlier. So this will not be my final product. And I apologize to everybody that I said I would never build an Unkillable team. But I hope you understand that it's for you guys, so I can showcase better things in the future and all of that good stuff, right? We'll still be making really cool Clan Boss teams on the test server when we get that. But in terms of myself, if I summon a new champion, I want to be able to showcase it without building a whole team every single time. And I hope that's understandable. Catch you guys on the next one, and peace.